Hello guys, Evans here one more time, and welcome to this video. In this video, I'll continue to look at the February-March 2017 Information Technology 9626 Paper 2. In the last video, we ended with step number 18, and in this video, we start with step number 19. The scenario is that a list of all the auction winners will be created to show how much each winner has donated to each charity for the items that they have won. Okay. So step 19 says create a pivot table to display the amount due by each person to each charity, total amount due for each person, and the amount raised by each charity from this event. Now guys, remember in the last video that I did on the in the October-November 2017, we were actually looking at a cross-tab table or query or report, and this time around we are creating a pivot table. And these two tables are very, these two structures are very similar. The cross-tab query as well as the pivot table, they're kind of similar because in that they are both used to summarize data. But we'll talk more about the cross-tab query later on. But in this case, the scenario is that we need to create. So we are showing first of all how much each winner. Okay. How much each winner, so we have all the records for all the winners. Okay, so how much each winner will have, whether there are 15 winners, we have 15 rows, whether there are 20 winners, we have 20 rows, and each of them should have donated to charity that they to each charity for the items they have won. So we have got how many charities? Let's just check how many charities we have. So we have 3 charities. So each of these winners could have donated to one or more of these charities, or even all of them. Okay, so we are creating a cross-tab query, which will have not the cross-tab query, rather a pivot table, which will have the names of winners like this, and then we'll have the charities, charity 1, maybe charity 1, then we have next charity 2, charity 2, and then next charity 3, and then in each case we'll have how much amount 1 that they donated to charity 1, amount 2 that they donated to charity 2, amount 3 that any of these winners donated to charity 3, and then we're going to do the total amount, so total for each winner, total amount that each winner donates to the charity, so total or let's say total winner amount or something. Okay, total win amount. Okay, that is what they donate, and then we'll have right at the bottom the total amount also for the charity. Okay, and I'll explain in shortly how you can how this is coming about. Okay, remember the pivot table, guys, that you guys do in school. So this is 1, and this will be 2. I'm just giving you an idea of how this pivot table will actually look, and so that when we start to create it, we'll be doing something like that. So winners, names of winners 1, so we can copy this, replicate it up to there. So name of winner 1, winner 2, winner 3, just like that. So amount that these guys donate, like that, amount like that, okay, like that, okay, just like that. Okay, and each winner actually donates something. Okay, so this one is not going to be there. So this is how the pivot table that we are trying to create actually will be looking. Okay, so we'll have we'll have the okay, so this part is actually what is referred to as the row heading, and this part is what is referred to as the column heading, and this part, these are what are referred to as the values. Okay, so this is the summary. Okay, this is the summary, I'll put it like that, and this is also the summary, and I'll put it also like that. And this is how, you guys, your pivot table is supposed to look. Now from the question, we can actually begin to deduce which one is the row heading, which one is the column heading. Notice, let's go to the question paper. So each winner, so we are talking about each winner donating something, so we know that this is going to be a row heading, and then each of the item, to each of the charity, so we know this is going to be the column heading, like I've structured it right here. So this is the winner, each winner, and each charity, like that. So we want to find out each winner, how much did they donate to each of these charities, okay? Then secondly, if you go to this section, create a pivot table to display the amount due by each person to each charity. So amount due, this is amount 1 for each person, record number 1, okay, to each charity, charity 1, charity 2, charity 3, and then total amount due, okay, so amount due to each person, that's the record, to each charity, that's the column. Amount due to each person, actually this is not a record, but this is amount due is actually a value, and by each person, that's where the record comes in, okay, that's where the record comes in. Total amount due for each person, so you will now find the total summation for each person, and this is actually total amount due for each person. This is actually what you have here. This is the total amount due for each person, okay? Each person, their amount due is this one. This one, amount due, winner 3 is this one, winner 4 is this one, winner 5, this is the total amount due. And then also, the amount raised by each charity from this one. So the total amount raised by each charity. So the total amount raised, so for example, this charity in this column, charity 1 raised the total of this, charity 2 raised the total of this, charity 3 raised the total of this. And this is how you can summarize your data, guys, using just a pivot table. Okay, so this is very important, guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and create our structure to look just like that. Okay, so this is the table that we're going to use. Okay, and this is the charity names we're going to use is this one. We will use this column for charity name, and then we'll use the amount for each charity donated, which is the cost of winning bid, and then we're going to use the bidder name to find which of these people we are talking about. Okay, so what you need to do is to actually go on insert and insert pivot table, and Access automatically thinks, oh well, you're trying to create a pivot table and this is your data. So, well, just say, I want to use a new worksheet so that you don't tamper with the existing worksheet. Because if you say existing worksheet, it will replace this information or put it right at the bottom or something like that. But just create a new sheet, and then it will open a new sheet like this. Okay. Now, so this is where you do your selection of pivot fields. So right here, this is where you have the columns. So let me just do this. Right here, you have the column headings. So you need to select which fields from these will be making up your column. Okay. And then right here, you have your rows. Okay. You need to select which fields here are going to make up your row headings. So here, the row headings, of course, we want the names of the winners. Here, we want the names of the winners in our table. And here, we want a list of the charities. Okay. A list of the charities. And then here we want the values. How much money did these guys donate here? Okay, so this is how this information can be actually structured. So that's your row and that's your columns, and these will be your different values that will be there. Okay, to create your pivot table, you actually need to drag the fields to where you want. For example, my charity name is supposed to be my column heading, and take note that have in column A, age assistant, assistance, Tawara Hospital Trust, and then the other one is Total Week Conservation, and there you have the grand total. That is the total for each of these charities. And then for the rows, I want the names of the guys. So I'm going to put the names like that. Notice for the rows, each one is like that. Okay. Just like what we had in here. We have for the rows, we have the names of the winners. For the charities, we have the names of the charities. So now you are doing this one. Now we want to find out how much each of these actually donated to each of these charities. So now you're going to go on cost of winning bid and drag it into the value section. And notice that you now have a complete table, pivot table. It has got the grand total, like for example, Bayer, Yvette donated 8,200, and you have Castro Victor donated to charity 110, 490, 240, and to this one 560, a total of this. But at the bottom, you're going to have a total for each of the charities, and this is what we want. Okay, and then you have got the grand total for all the monies that were actually donated to these charities. So this is what actually you guys can do. Okay, so we'll go back to the question paper and find out also just what else we can do with this pivot table. Okay, so what we're going to do is now go to the question paper. We need to do some formatting to the pivot table so that these values make sense, because these are monies. We need to format them as currency as well. So just select them and format them as currency. Select these, go to home and go to more number formats, select currency, dollar symbol with 2 decimal places. That should be fine. Okay, so that is fine. So the next part of the question says, okay, so we have created this, and it says save your pivot table as auction 2 underscore followed by your center number and candidate number. Okay, so we need to save this pivot table as auction 2. So what we need to do now is to if I want, I can add some, because right now it doesn't look demarcated very well. It looks a little bit untidy. And it's difficult to see whose record is for who or is for which person. So what I'm going to do is to add some of the rows and column headings so that this information is fully visible. Okay, so you can add the rows and okay, no, this is not going to work out. Okay, this is when printing. I'll see if I can add the grid lines if it can work out. I want to see if I can present this. Okay, the rows and column headings are fine, but the grid lines have not been placed there, so that's fine. What I'm going to do is to go ahead and save this according to the question. We're told to save it. Okay, so save your pivot table as auction 2 followed by your center number and candidate number. So just go to file, save as in worked area, and I'll save it as auction 2. So just change this to 2 and save it. Okay, so that is that. Next question, we are done with this one. Next question, we are supposed to do extract from the pivot table only people who donated to all 3 charities. Okay. So we need to count how many guys made a donation to all 3 charities with a total income of no more than, or rather a total of more than $20,000. So we want to find only the guys that made, when we calculate the total for the donation they made to all the 3 charities, their total should amount to $20,000, okay, or more than $20,000. Okay, so then we need to show evidence of the method. We'll come back to this section, but let's just extract, create a filter to extract this information. So the first thing that we want to do first of all is to find out which of the guys actually did make a donation to all 3 charities. For example, this first guy just made a donation to 1 charity, this one to 1 charity, this one to 2 charities, this one made donation to 3 charities. We need to count which of those made the donation. So first of all, let's count where you have, okay, let's count, this one it leaves places where there are blank spaces, so it won't be able to count where there are blank spaces. So just count for the 3 charities like that and hit like that. Notice that it just returns 1 because these 2 have not been counted because they are blank. If I replicate this formula to go all the way down there, I'll remove this part because it's for grand total. Notice that it has counted. So this first two guys donated only to one charity. This one donated to 2. This one donated to 3. This one donated to 3. This one to one charity, 2, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. Okay. So now we need to count to filter out this information to show only those that donated these guys. We only want these guys that donated 3. Okay. So we are going to create a query. Do that. But before I create a query, I would want also to create another query, which is going to filter out the only those that made a total donation of showing $20,000 or more. So to do that, I'll create another column here, which I'll just copy the values that are here and put them there. So this is equal to let's say E5. Hopefully it can pick up the value. This is E5, and I'll replicate this one also, okay, and delete the last one there, and then I will enlarge this so that it is visible. Okay, so this is too small. Let me just put this okay, that's fine. Let me not punish myself. Okay, so now I'll need to do, this is where I'm doing the filtering. The reason I've added this one and I've not been able to I've not used this one is because earlier on when I was trying to solve this paper, I had a bit of some challenge when I tried to use this grand total as part of a field to filter. Notice that grand total is not even selectable here as part of the field that you can filter. If I use this part here and I come here, notice that filter is not even highlighted. But if I come here and select this, notice that actually filter is visible and I can select it. The same here. So I figured it out to say, well, it'll be difficult for me to do that. So let's start first of all. Let's put these in filter mode, okay? And let's filter first of all, beginning custom filter. Let's start with those that are equal to 3, okay? And do that. So these are the guys that are donated to all 3. Notice that they have donated to all 3 charities, okay? 3 of them. So you may need to show evidence of this in your evidence document. So I'm just going to copy this to show evidence to the examiner that this is how I used my filter to highlight to select those that were that donated to 3 or more charities, and you can paste this in your evidence document. Do I have my evidence document here? I probably didn't even create my evidence document. Yeah, but you guys, you can go ahead and paste this into your evidence document. Maybe for the sake of illustration, let me just go ahead and paste the evidence into the document. So I'll go back right to the first, the beginning of the question, which asked us to, nope, there is no question that asked us to create the evidence document. Probably that's why I didn't create this. Okay. Probably that's why I didn't create the evidence document. Okay, so show evidence of your method in a new document saved as evidence underscore followed by your center number and candidate number. Okay, so yeah, so this is the part actually that asks us to create evidence documents. So I'll create a new Word document and I'll call it evidence followed by underscore ZM 556 underscore 0001. And inside here, I'll insert in my header as usual. Remember, every printout that you make should have your candidate details on top. So Chikasa Evans, and this is going to be ZM 556, and this is going to be 0001. Okay, so that is that, and I'm going to paste. This is step number 20. Okay, evidence, this is evidence number 7. Okay, so evidence number 7, and I'll paste the formula that I use to find the rows where it's 3 or more. Okay, and then I'll also have another piece of evidence where I'm going to extract now only those that have got a donation of greater than 20,000. So I'll say greater than 20,000. Okay, run it and find out, and there you go, it works. So I'll edit this one, greater than, and I'll copy this, screenshot this, copy it, and I'll go ahead and paste it in my document. Okay, as a formula to that I use to show that this is my evidence. Okay, so the next other thing that I'll need to do probably is to show evidence of the formulas that I used in here, the formula that I used here. Okay, for the count. So I'll go to view, then show formula, and I would need to get a screenshot of this window. Okay, just to show the formula that I use to calculate this. So I'll get a screenshot of this, not in airplane mode. Okay, and copy it. This one is not necessary. I just used it myself for that, but this is there. But you can put it there. It's equally important. It shows that that's where you're doing also the filtering. And I will just paste this in my evidence document again. This is all has to do with step number evidence number 7. We're showing all the evidence that we've used to do step number 7. Okay, so that is that, guys. And notice that so this one is done. I'll put it in yellow, and this one now is supposed to be save your pivot table as extract, table extract as auction 3, followed by your center number and candidate number. Okay, so now we are saving the extract itself as evidence 3. Okay, so what you need to do is to show the values. Okay, show the values. Here, show the values. I'm going to hide this column because it's not important. It's just a duplicate of this. That's why I didn't even want to show it. So show the values here. Center this so that it looks a little bit beautiful. And then I'm going to print this get a print shot of this, and this is going to be my evidence. Okay, this is my evidence. So I'll just zoom in a little bit and get a screenshot of this, and I'll paste it as my evidence document for the work that I've not yet this is not fully visible. Just select it and highlight like that. That looks good. And just hide this, and we can enlarge this field, maybe this one, and hide this one. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, maybe I'll even hide these because they are also not important. They are just blank spaces. And then go here and print, and then so that looks good. I'll fit the columns on one page. So go to scaling and fit all columns on one page like that. Then zoom in so that it's a bit there, and then I'll just get a screenshot of this one, copy it, and then I'm going to paste it in the evidence document. But this time I'm pasting it under evidence 8. So I need to change this to evidence 8. Save your pivot table as extract 3 followed by thin. Well, I don't even need to paste it in the evidence document. Do I, or can I just print it or save it? Okay, let me just paste it for the sake of peace. I'll just call it evidence 8. Okay, so just write the bottom there and call it evidence 8 and paste it right there. Okay, so that looks good. The next thing that I need to do, let me see. The next thing that I need to do is step number 21. And so for step 21, guys, I'll have to do it in the next video. So thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I'll see you shortly in the next video.